Welcome to our channel. In today's video, we'll learn how to create an easy real estate animation promotion video in Canva. And for us to be able to begin, just go ahead and search canva.com onto your local browser. Now, once you're already in, just go ahead and hover here onto the middle part wherein you could see videos. Click onto that, and then right after, just click onto create blank in here. Simply click onto that and then you'll get redirected onto the editing page. Now, the first thing that we need to do in here is to find a good background we could use. Here, we could find the one here onto the left side in elements. So we could try to search for backgrounds in here. And then right after, we'll choose onto which one we like. So you could use anything that is as per your liking. Well, you want to use this one, you'll just have to drag and drop it here onto your design and then right click onto this and then set this image as a background. Right after, let's add in some text, add in a heading, and then type in looking for. For this one, we could change the color onto the first word in here. Let's change it to another color. So you could choose some photo colors in here that is available or some of the default colors here onto the bottom part. So you can see it should look something like this. We could make this one bigger. Let's change this to white and change the font for this. Let's add in an animation. And then right after, we're going to go ahead and duplicate this page. Just right click onto this and click onto duplicate page. Now we could adjust the duration for this one. Let's leave this on 2.5 seconds so that it won't be too long. To this part, you'll just have to go ahead and click onto page 2 and then click onto the text in here. Let's add in a dream house. Now let's try to change the color onto the bottom part of this and make this blue again. You could also add in more effects in here, like the alignment. You could change that one here onto the upper part. And then we could go ahead and resize this like that. Now we could add that one here onto the middle part. Click onto the elements also in here. And then let's find in a house. This one, let's click onto that. And then we'll put that one here onto the bottom part. Let's move this here. And then we'll add in a design. So feel free to go ahead and add in your preferred design types in here. So for example, we'll add this blob in here for emphasis. So let's add this, make this bigger, and right click onto this, and then send this backward. So it should look something like this. Now right after, let's add in a transition onto the middle part of it and just use flow. Now, let's go ahead and add in some animation for the text in here. So let's just click onto this one. And then as you can see, the animation that is currently in is breathe. So you could change that one in here like this one. You could change also the speed for that and the direction. So let's use this direction in here. And you could also do the same thing for the house in here. So let's group this two. And then we'll use the rise in here. Now we could go ahead and right click onto this and show the timing so that we could adjust where we want to go ahead and have this one seen. Now let's adjust the text first, the timing of the text, and then it should look like this. Now right after, let's edit the duration for this, leave it on 2.5, and then right after, let's duplicate this page. Let's just resize this one to make this one smaller. Put this here onto the upper part and let's make the house bigger. So as you can see, it automatically adjusted the house just like that. Make it more bigger. And let's ungroup this too so that onto this other design that we have or the blob onto the back, we could go ahead and rotate this one just like that. Right after, let's add in a transition onto its middle part. And for this one, for this transition, we're going to go ahead and use in here the match and move. Just go ahead and make sure that this one is aligned onto the other page so that the transition would go ahead and fit. So if you go ahead and do a quick preview, this is how it should look like. Now let's duplicate the page again, remove the house in here, and then right after, let's go ahead and change this to do you want. So we'll make this one bigger again, make this onto the center, and then try to change the color for this. Then add in an animation for this one. Change in the speed And then right after, let's lessen the duration for this one. Do the same thing. And then let's add in a transition here onto its middle part. And then let's move the timing in here, and then it should look something like this. Let's duplicate this page, change the text, and then change the color for this. Make this one bigger. Then we could also change the color for this. For this one, let's add in an element that is related to buy. Let's search here and click onto graphics. So just find in anything that suits your style. For example, this one. Make this one bigger. And then we could also add in some animation for this. Let's use this one, the drift. And then right after, do also add an animation for the word buy. Now let's adjust the timing for this. And then let's go ahead and add in a transition here. Now let's move this one first. And it should look like this. Let's adjust the ending of the first text. And then let's adjust this one as well here. Now it should go ahead and look something like this. Now let's just go ahead and duplicate this 2 times. And then right after, onto the second one, instead of buy, let's change this to sell. And for the last one, let's change this to rent. So you could change the color on each text. For this one, let's change this to blue. And for this one, let's change this to white. As you can see, there are different colors already. We could resize this as per our liking. And on to each words, we could go ahead and change the element for this one as well. So for sell, let's try to search for sell in here. We could use this one. Let's remove this first. And then let's add this one here. And also make this one bigger. Make sure that it is also the same enter of the text. And then also add in the same animation that you have added with the first one. The same thing for the last one, which is rent. Let's remove this one out. And then let's try to search for a rent element in here. Now we could try to use this one. Also make this bigger. And then right after, add in an animation as well. Time to add in the transition of each. So let's click onto add transition in here, click onto match and move, and then we're gonna go ahead and adjust the different timings of each element in here, including the text. So just add it just like that, and then let's add in the duration to 2 seconds. And then do the same thing for the last one. Adjust it to 2 seconds, and then add in a transition as well. So the same transition should be added, the match and move, and then also go ahead and try to make this longer. To duplicate the last page again. And for this one, we're going to remove all of the elements that is in here. Now in here, let's add in a shape, which is a circle. Search circle in here. Then add the shape. So make this bigger until it fills the screen. You can make it like this, add in a text, change the font and the color of this, and then make it bigger. Now, right after this, let's go ahead and edit the duration for this one up until 1.3 seconds, like that. Add in a transition onto its middle part. We could use a flow for this. Add in an animation for the text. So we could use baseline for this, and then we could also adjust its timing up until here. Now it should look something like this. And then right after, just duplicate the last page. Now right after you duplicate that, you'll just have to go ahead and move the circle in here. And then also resize this to make this smaller. Now copy the same text and then paste this here onto the side. And then we're going to change this to help you. Now we could change the color of the text for this one. And then right after, let's move it in here. Now here, let's add in a transition onto its middle part and make sure to use match and move. And this is how it should look like. You could also adjust the animation for this and the direction. So it should look something like that. Now, lastly, add in another page. Let's remove in the text in here and this one as well. And then we'll move the circle here onto its middle part. Let's resize this one to small. Put this onto the middle part. Copy the text. And then we'll paste that one here onto the last page. Let's change this to contact us now. You could add in all of the details that you have in here, such as your phone number or email. And then add in a transition onto the middle part, the match and move. And for this one, for the contact us now, we're going to go ahead and add in an animation for this. And we'll use the stump. So it should look something like this. And then right after, to do a quick preview, just click onto the bottom of the screen. There is a preview icon, or you could use the shortcut keys Ctrl-Alt-P. And this is how your real estate animation promotional video should look like. And once you're satisfied, click onto the share icon in here to go ahead and download this onto your preferred file type. And that is just basically it, how you create an easy real estate animation promotion video. And if you think this tutorial has been helpful, don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, and we'll see you on to our next video.